Okie dokie guys, what have I got in store for you today? Well guys, I've got something really cool. It's a model that I've been working on for quite a while and the logistics of it were a little bit tricky and I'll come on to that in a little bit. Fucking hell, I've got green stuff stuck to me now. This is my only amount of green stuff left. I'm gonna starve soon. But anyway guys, so yeah, I wanted some kind of really cool orc weapon. And orcs are known for having now wacky and crazy inventions and crazy vehicles. So guys, I came up with this beast, and I'm actually going to have to move the camera back a little bit. There we go, in order to get the majority of it in, because he's quite big. Yeah, so guys, this is a jury-rigged lifter dropper that I've made. Really fun to make. Really challenging as well, actually. Basically, I had, this is magnetised as well, guys, with a fucking hefty neodymium in there. But it started out just with this chimera hull. Added some extra bits of Land Raider, some extra bits at the back, because I imagine that these bits would sink into the ground and just hold the vehicle there whilst it's lifting stuff up. Let's just take a little look at this guy. So yeah, I'm thinking of keeping this because, like this, without gluing it down or anything, having it magnetised, because it means that I can make alternate turrets for it, like make big cannons and whatchamacallits and doodads and crazy guns and things. So I'm going to be doing that quite a bit with this one, so you'll probably see a video on just random turrets that I've made out of random bits. The chimera hull was in quite a bad state of disrepair, so it only added to the orky feel to it. As you can see here, this was where the chimera turret was literally glued on out to rip it out, but basically it's made some cool effects when I put the washers on it and stuff like that. Moving on guys to the meat rather than the veg. Here we go, we have the lifter dropper section here. This was a really big challenge for me because I didn't want it to just be a turret with a fancy gun stuck to it. I thought that was a little bit amateur. I needed something a little bit more interesting to look at. So I ummed and ahed for ages and I wanted it to be raised up, but I also wanted it to look like it could support its own weight. So I ummed and ahed for ages. I had this bit here from a dozer blade that I pulled apart and had that as like the main, one of the main bits that hold it up. And then I had this spare defiler claw going on here, and I used that as the backbone for it essentially. The middle section is an Imperial Night gun, and then this actual whole end piece here, up to where this wire's all wrapped around, was actually from my stomper that I made years and years ago. I actually found it in my mum's garage and really liked it and thought, you know what, it deserves to get some paint on it. You've got some nice glowy effects. Again, the lighting is quite harsh at the moment, so it looks very washed out, but it actually has a really nice glowy effect all over the little Tesla balls that it's got going on. Now, I've also added a little crow's nest here with a little Gretchen, a little grot rigger on it, just looking out over there. You know, he's the spotter for where to fire things at. And then I've just armoured up the Defiler Claw with some Killer Can shoulder pads and Death Dread shoulder pads and stuff like that. Got some worky gubbins, some hoses and stuff going on here as well. It just looks really cool. It's proper orky. And the green gives a really nice contrast to the rest of the model, which is somewhat very dark. Now the lifter dropper is really cool in game because basically it can just fling tanks about, and you can fling, I believe that you can fling tanks off the board with it, which is pretty cool. So if enemies have their tanks at the back, you can just fire it at them and hopefully they'll fly off the board and count as destroyed. But in total, a really nice model to build. It's been in production for quite a while and I just wanted to get it done, but it looks really cool and my orc army is building up really quickly. But hopefully this will be a really nice partial centerpiece if we want to enter armies on parade next year with these orcs, so it'll draw people to it, especially with the glowy ends and the crazy contraption that is the turret on there. I'm trying to think of anything else. Yeah, one of the issues that I actually had with the turret was actually getting it to stick, because I didn't have, and if you look here guys, this neodymium is huge, and yes, it's really messy in here. It's absolutely massive neodymium, but I didn't have another one to reciprocate it, so I had to use a 5p to stick it down on there, but this keeps coming up, and I was actually really afraid that it was going to lift this whole top section off like that, so I've had to like go in there with some serious super glue and some serious green stuff. I had to make the green stuff look like welds going on here, and basically just secure that down tight as a drum. But as you can see, it works pretty well like that, although I am really self-conscious that one day the magnet is just going to rip out and I'm going to have to re-glue it. You can already see I've had to re-glue it slightly because you've got super glue residue all around this bit here, but I just want it to be really secure. Trying to think of anything else to say about it. Yeah, I didn't really want to go too autoglyphy, so I've just got some little autoglyphs just nailed here, and then some at the front there as well. One little bit in here as well, just because it gives a nice little bit of detail and stuff like that. I've got some etched brass here, but again, I didn't want to call these too much because these were just gaping holes. I wanted to cover it up and make it look like it was part of the actual vehicle. But yeah, guys, that's been this video pretty much. Only been a quick one, but thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this will inspire you guys to make some crazy art contraptions of your own. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the doobly-doo down below. I'll leave a link to the Facebook group so you can go and get sneak peeks of what's going on there. Don't forget to like, favourite and subscribe, and also share this video as well, guys, because that's how you help Enter the Wolf Time spread its influence. Yes, my children. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again. See you now, and goodbye.